Singapore will make it cheaper to buy and own electric vehicles in its latest efforts to tackle climate change. It will also be issuing green bonds for select public infrastructure projects to drive sustainable financing. The government has earmarked up to $19 billion worth of projects to start. Vanessa Lim explains.
Right now, it can cost at least $20,000 more to buy an electric vehicle or EV compared to a petrol car. But Singapore is looking to narrow the gap by lowering the minimum additional registration fee for EVs to zero for 2 years from 2022. Currently, all car owners have to pay at least $5,000. Road tax bands will also be adjusted, so those owning a mass-market EV will pay tax that's comparable to petrol vehicles. Meanwhile, petrol duties are being raised by 10 to 15 cents per litre as the country looks to phase out petrol and diesel cars.
To catalyse partnership between the public and private sectors, I'll set aside $30 million over the next 5 years for EV-related initiatives, such as measures to improve charging provision at private premises. Overall, these measures will work towards reshaping our transport footprints towards cleaner transport.
To reduce emissions, Singapore will also review its carbon tax, though it will remain at $5 per tonne till 2023. This is to provide businesses with certainty amid a challenging economic climate.
An appropriate carbon tax level is one of the key levers to spur the reduction of our carbon footprint, promote industry innovation and green growth, while maintaining Singapore's overall economic competitiveness. We'll announce the outcomes of the review at Budget 2022 to give time for businesses to adjust to any revisions in the carbon tax trajectory.
Mr. Heng says green finance will be a key enabler as Singapore transforms itself into a more sustainable, livable city. The country will launch green bonds for public infrastructure projects, including the new Tuas Nexus mega waste and water treatment facility. With the global green bond market estimated to reach over $1.2 trillion this year, this could help Singapore seize new opportunities in green finance.
Singapore can catalyse the flow of capital towards sustainable development, not just in Singapore, but in Asia. The issuance of green bonds by the government will build on these efforts by deepening market liquidity for green bonds, attracting green issuers, capital and investors, and anchoring Singapore as a green finance hub.
With global food production under threat from climate change, Singapore will also set aside $60 million to help farms go high-tech. And more ambitious sustainability goals will be set for the public sector to mitigate the effects of climate change. This is part of the recently announced Green Plan, which outlines targets in multiple areas, including transport and waste management.